Hi Capricorn, welcome back to my channel. My name is Nina and today we are doing September predictions for you. This may apply to Capricorn Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Keep in mind that this is a general reading, so take what resonates and leave the rest that doesn't. If it doesn't resonate, that's fine. Don't try to force the message to work for you. Yeah. If you want to book a personal reading with me, you can do so at sinfulpluto.com. And with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, we have two cards that fell out. We have, what is this? The Knight of Wands reversed. Ooh, impulsivity. And then we have the Ten of Cups reversed. Oh shit, okay. We have the Six of Cups reversed. We have the Seven of Wands. The Seven of Cups. And then the Four of Swords. Bottom of the deck is the Magician reversed. I thought that was Hermit reversed. That's the Magician. Yo, I love this deck so much. Okay. So right off the bat, girl. Let me stop. Right off the bat, it kind of seems to me, Capricorn, you impulsively got yourself into an entanglement. You impulsively got yourself into an entanglement. And it kind of feels like one of those things where you got into it just to prove to yourself that you can. Or to prove to yourself that, like, you're worthy of it or something along those lines. But really, like, there's, like, no emotional bond here. I don't see any sort of emotional bond in this entanglement at all, girl. I got the Ten of Cups reversed and the Six of Cups reversed. I don't think that this is anything that you're all that into. Maybe you are with each other because you stimulate each other in terms of like career and work and shit, because we be doing that sometimes. But it doesn't feel like anything other than that, right? Ten of Cups reversed, there's an emotional disconnect between you and this person, or there's just an overall emotional disconnect. There's a lack of fulfillment. There's a lack of harmony. Six of Cups reversed, this is telling you that there's really no sort of emotional bond. It just feels empty. Like, it almost feels like maybe you entered into this relationship or into this dynamic or the situation to fill a void. And it feels like very sudden, very abrupt. Knight of Wands reversed, very sudden, very abrupt. Like, it just feels kind of misdirected, almost like you felt as though you were out of control in one aspect of your life, so you tried to take control of another to kind of compensate for that. And so now you're in a situation where you're not really happy, but at least you feel in control. And now there's just confusion here. There's just a lot of confusion. I feel like maybe this person kind of idealizes you or puts you on a pedestal with that Seven of Cups here. Maybe they admire you for the fact that you are someone who is resilient. Seven of Wands. Maybe they admire you for the fact that you persevere. You're really determined to get things done, sort of thing. And maybe you kind of like that. Maybe you like having them around because it gives you a boost in your ego. Maybe, they feel like they can rely on you, and maybe that's what makes you feel important. And maybe that's what makes you feel like you have to keep them around, because they give you that ego boost that you feel that you can't really give yourself, I guess you could say. They fulfill something within you that maybe you feel like you can't do on your own. And so now you're just dragging anyone down with you. And then we have the Four of Swords, right? Which is, this to me kind of feels like indifference. But also it just kind of feels like you're stabbing yourself in the foot by doing this, right? With the, he just bit through the sword, yo. Like, he's hurting himself, man. This is such an interesting card. I love this card. Yeah, I feel like you're kind of stabbing yourself in the foot by doing this. And it feels that by dragging it out, you're making it worse for yourself. I feel like you're trying to convince yourself that this is something that you can handle. Like, you can handle the pain, or you can handle whatever this is. But I feel that the longer you kind of stick around, the more you hurt yourself. It's almost like you put a thumbtack in your mouth. Like, you put a, like, you tried to convince yourself that you could eat a thumbtack without getting hurt, and then you swallowed it, and now, like, your intestines are just fucking destroyed. Because so you decided to eat this damn thumbtack. And so we have this Magician reversed, which to me kind of feels like you're either lying to yourself, or you're lying to the people that you're involved with, or with the person that you're involved with. You're not being completely honest with your intentions in having this person around, or in keeping this job, or whatever the case may be. Maybe some of you impulsively got a job, entered a job that isn't very emotionally fulfilling. You don't really feel emotionally attached to it by any means, but maybe you feel like it gives you options. Maybe you feel like it opens the door to different opportunities. But with the Seven of Wands, it could also be that you might end up tiring yourself out. It also kind of feels like maybe you feel that you don't have a purpose if you're not working, if that kind of makes sense. Maybe you feel that way, and so you're just finding anything to kind of keep yourself busy. But it kind of just feels like you're settling for a job. Maybe some of you are settling for a job that just doesn't make you happy because you think it's a means to an end, which honestly, like, it's very understandable, especially during this period of time that we're in with everything going on with COVID and the protests and everything. Maybe you feel like it's just a means to an end, and maybe you hope that if you stick it out, it will open doors for you. But with this Four of Swords, this is kind of telling me that maybe you need to put this to rest, or maybe you need to take a step back and really reflect and evaluate whether this is something that you truly want to do. Like, is this something that you truly want to stick to? Do you really want to stick this one out? Do you really want to do that? Because it feels that, yes, there is a possibility that this might open doors, or it might help you in some way. But do you know how much or how little it might help you? And are you willing to take the risk of sticking around for something that ultimately has the possibility of not benefiting you all that much? Are you willing to stick around for something that is not emotionally fulfilling? I feel like some of you, also feel like for some of you, maybe, like, again, going back to the whole relationship thing, maybe you impulsively got yourself into the relationship, into some sort of dynamic, and now you feel like you have to stick it out because you owe it to them, or you don't want to hurt their feelings, or maybe you think that it'll get better eventually over time. But how long are you willing to wait? How long are you willing to remain in a dynamic that is not emotionally fulfilling for you? Like, what are you trying to prove here? What are you trying to prove to yourself, or to them, or to others? That sort of thing. You don't have to work yourself to death in an emotionally draining relationship, or in a relationship that you just do not feel emotionally connected in. Don't do that. Don't do that to yourself, because it hurts you, and it hurts them as well. Staying in something that you are just not invested in emotionally, that you're not happy with, And I can understand that for some of you, you don't want to feel like you wasted your time, or wasted their time, or you don't want to feel like you worked towards all of this for nothing, right? I can definitely understand that. But at the same time, is all of that really worth, like, is it worth sticking around if you just are not happy, if you are not emotionally fulfilled? And it's, like, if you have tried your hardest in trying to connect, if you have tried your hardest in investing yourself and it just doesn't work, you know, don't continue trying to force yourself to make it work, or or try to force yourself to feel something for this person, or force yourself to try to enjoy this job or this project. You know what I'm saying? And with the Magician reversed, maybe some of you feel like you're not deserving of, maybe you feel like you're undeserving of a happy relationship, or undeserving of something that is actually emotionally fulfilling. Or maybe you think like, if you don't, maybe you think that if you leave, you will never find someone who actually fulfills you, or maybe you will never find a job that actually fulfills you, right? It's kind of, you know, you're blocking your own blessings, blocking your own self. It's kind of like you're getting in the way of your own self, and kind of putting it already in your mind that you're not deserving of these things, or that you will never find these things, or that you will always be forever alone, or that you will always be working a 9-to-5, or that you will always be working a job that doesn't make you happy. And so you might as well stick around with this one that's comfortable and whatnot, and maybe pays well, even though you are not satisfied, even though you are not fulfilled, even though you are not ranking up in the way that you would want to, even though it's not your dream job or your dream relationship, or whatever the case may be, right? And the truth of the matter is like, you can. And I can understand why anyone would stick to something that they are comfortable with, that they are familiar with, or whatever, because it's comfortable, because it is familiar, and because we know what to expect from it, right? We know what to expect from it. And by quitting something that is familiar, or by leaving someone who we have been with for a long time, or for however long, it feels scary, because we don't know what to expect after that. We don't know what to expect outside of that. You know, we're leaving our comfort zone, and the unknown can be really scary for a lot of people, especially for those who, you know, very much likes to stick to their guns. You know, they like to stick to their routine. Very much understandable, especially for like an earth sign. You know, you like your stability. You rely on your stability a lot. So I can understand that. But at the same time, I guess it's kind of worth noting and worth bringing up for you to reflect on whether you think it's worth it to stay with what's familiar to you, even though you know that it doesn't make you happy, and it won't make you happy in the long run. So yeah, that's my rant. That's my tangent. I hope that resonates with you, Capricorn. I hope you were able to get something out of this. I hope it was helpful for you in some way. If it resonated with you, let me know in the comments down below. If you want to follow me on social media, you can do so at Sinfulpluto on Twitter. And yeah, that's basically it. I will talk to you later. I hope you have a wonderful month, and yeah, bye.